Hey everyone, welcome to 59 Topps Friday, presented by Wax Pack Wisdom, where we talk baseball history through the cards we love. My name is Jake T. O'Donnell. We built the iconic 1959 Topps baseball set, and in this series, we're going through every card to talk about the players, teams, and people who made up Major League Baseball in 1959. Today, we'll cover cards 293 through 299 in the set. Card number 293 belongs to Ray Moore of the Chicago White Sox. 1959 was Moore's 7th MLB season. Moore hailed from Maryland and was signed by the Dodgers before the 1947 season. He didn't make his MLB debut for the Dodgers until he was 26 in 1952 and was on the World Series roster that year but didn't appear in a game. He only appeared in one game in MLB over the following two seasons. The Dodgers dealt Moore to Baltimore for 1955, and he was a valued swingman for the O's for 3 seasons. For 1958, he was traded to the White Sox, where he fulfilled a similar role for Al Lopez. Moore only appeared in 29 games for the Pale Hoses' 1959 AL pennant run, but he did throw the final pitching frame of the season for the White Sox in their losing World Series effort. Midway through 1960, Moore was traded to the Senators, and he'd remained with that franchise after their move to Minnesota. He ended his career there and retired to a life of farming. Card number 294 belongs to Hank Foiles of the Pittsburgh Pirates. This was his 6th season in the majors. Foiles was originally signed by the Yankees as a teenager and made it to their AAA squad, but it wasn't exactly easy for a young catcher to break into the majors in that franchise thanks to Yogi Berra. The Reds took him in the Rule 5 draft in 1951, and he later split his debut 1953 season between the Reds and the Indians. Foiles made his way to the Pirates in 1956 and became their regular catcher in 1957. That year, he hit .270 and made his only All-Star appearance. Between 1960 and 1964, Foiles bounced around as a backup catcher for the A's, Indians, Tigers, Orioles, Reds, and Angels before calling it quits. He died at the age of 94 in May of 2024. Card number 295 belongs to Billy Martin of the Cleveland Indians. 1959 was his 9th season in the major leagues. A Berkeley, California native, Martin debuted with the Yankees in 1950, making an impression from the jump. He was a pugnacious, aggressive, and hard-charging player who became a regular second baseman opposite Phil Rizzuto at shortstop for the Yankees dynasty of the 1950s. He was a 5-time World Series winner for the Pinstripes and was a 1956 AL All-Star. In 28 World Series games, Martin collected 33 hits and batted .333. But he earned a reputation as a hard-drinking brawler and carouser off the field, and Yankees management grew tired of his behavior, trading him to the A's in 1957. Martin spent time with the Tigers, Indians, Reds, Braves, and Twins through 1961, playing a total of 11 seasons with a .257 average. Martin worked his way through the coaching and minor league managing ranks after his playing career ended and was named Twins manager in 1969. He won 97 games and made the postseason, but clashed with ownership and was fired after just 1 year. He quickly earned a reputation as a brilliant tactical manager and won at all of his stops. Martin managed the Tigers to the postseason in 1972 and spent a few years skippering the Rangers. Ahead of the 1975 season, Yankees owner George Steinbrenner brought Martin back into the fold as manager, beginning one of the most memorable associations between owner and manager the game has ever seen. Between 1975 and 1988, Steinbrenner hired and fired Martin on 5 different occasions. There was success during that time, as Martin led the Yankees to the 1976 AL pennant and the 1977 World Series title. But Martin's harsh style wore thin with players and ownership alike. He also spent 3 seasons managing the A's in the early 1980s. There were rumors Martin would return for a 6th stint for the Yankees, when he was killed in a car accident on Christmas Day in 1989. Card number 296 belongs to Ernie Broglio of the St. Louis Cardinals. 1959 was his rookie season in the majors. Broglio was moved between a few different teams on the way to the majors during the 1950s, but was traded to the Cardinals after the 1958 season from the Giants. In 1960, despite more than half of his appearances coming in relief, Broglio led the National League with 21 wins. He also had a 2.74 ERA in 226 1/3 innings, finishing 3rd in Cy Young balloting. He pitched superbly, mostly as a starter for the Cardinals over the next 3 seasons. On June 15, 1964, Broglio was involved in one of the most talked about trades in baseball history. He He was dealt, along with 2 other players, from the Cardinals to the Cubs in exchange for 3 players. One of those players headed to St. Louis was a promising young left fielder named Lou Brock. That season, he would help lead the Redbirds to the World Series title. Brock would win another World Series there in 1967, lead the NL in stolen bases 8 different times, and retire as both the single-season and all-time career stolen base leader, earning election to the Hall of Fame in 1985. Broglio, on the other hand, would mostly struggle over the next 2.5 seasons for the Cubs and would not pitch in the majors after 1966. Because of this, and despite the fact that 4 other players were involved in the trade, the term Brock for Broglio became synonymous with lopsided deals, not just in baseball, but in all walks of life. In 2009, Broglio was inducted into the El Cerrito, California High School Athletics Hall of Fame. Card number 297 belongs to Jackie Brandt of the San Francisco Giants. 1959 was Brandt's 4th year in the big leagues. Brandt was an outfielder who spread his 12 major league seasons between the Cardinals, Giants, Orioles, Phillies, and Astros. Brandt spent his rookie year with the Cardinals and Giants and had a .298 batting average with 125 games and 12 homers to go with 50 RBI. In 1959, he won a Gold Glove for his excellent play as the Giants' left fielder. He was a 2-time All-Star in 1961, which was his best season with a .297 batting average and multiple career highs, including 153 hits, 73 runs batted in, 93 runs scored, and a .371 on-base percentage. One of Brandt's most memorable performances took place on September 12, 1964 at Baltimore Memorial Stadium, when he drove in the only run in a rare battle of complete game one-hitters against the Athletics by hitting a sacrifice fly to right field. Brandt was the last player to bat against Sandy Koufax during a regular season game in 1961, and his career total stats include 1,221 games, over 1,000 hits, 112 home runs, 485 RBIs, and a .262 batting average. As of this recording, Brandt is 90 years old and will turn 91 in April of 2025. Card number 298 belongs to Truman Tex Clevenger of the Washington Senators. 1959 was Clevenger's 5th year in the big leagues. Clevenger was a right-handed reliever and spot starter who spread his time in the big leagues between the Red Sox, Senators, Angels, and Yankees. He attended Fresno State University, where he majored in agriculture. His nickname Tex did not come from time living in Texas, but was given to him by Johnny Pesky, who saw a resemblance between Clevenger and former Red Sox pitcher Tex Hewson. Clevenger was a member of the 1961 and 1962 World Series Yankees championship teams, although he did not appear in any of the World Series games. His best season in MLB was 1962, his last year in the majors, where he had an ERA of 2.84. Clevenger would finish with a 36-37 win-loss record, a 4.18 ERA, and 361 strikeouts. Following his baseball career, Clevenger went on to work in the insurance industry and own a car dealership. In 1987, he was inducted into the Fresno County Athletic Hall of Fame. Clevenger died in 2019 at the age of 87 after an 11-year battle with Alzheimer's disease. Card number 299 belongs to Billy Clowes of the Baltimore Orioles. 1959 was Clowes' 7th year in the big leagues. Clowes was a shortstop and third baseman who spread his time in the big leagues between the Braves, Red Sox, Orioles, Senators, and Phillies. He grew up on his family's dairy farm, at one point leaving high school to help on the farm while his father was ill. Clowes' older brother, Bobby Clowes, also played in the majors and played infield for the Reds and Mets in 1964 and 1965. During Clowes' first year with the Red Sox, 1955, he had a career-high batting average of .283 with 7 home runs and 60 RBI, leading him to finish second place in the American League Rookie of the Year balloting. On February 2, 1956, Clowes was given the first annual Harry Aganis Memorial Award by the Boston Baseball Writers as the Red Sox Rookie of the Year, prompting a congratulatory telegram from Ted Williams. Clowes would end his major league career with a .249 batting average with 40 home runs and 250 RBI. Following his baseball career in the United States, Clowes played 1 year in Japan for the Chunichi Dragons. He was known as a scrappy player on the field, but regarding his tremendous personality off the field, his daughter Nancy would say, quote, "He liked everybody and everybody liked him. He trusted everybody. He was very simple, and he knew that was the way life should be," close quote. After his career, Clowes managed minor league affiliates of the Senators and Athletics. He went on to work as a painter and was inducted into the Lake County High School Sports Hall of Fame in 2001. He died in 2006 at the age of 77. That's going to do it for this edition of 59 Tops Friday on Wax Pack Wisdom. Today's episode was written by Abby O'Donnell and Jake T. O'Donnell. Do you have a story about one of the people, players, or teams we discussed today? Let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear it. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of our Waxback Wisdom content. In the video description, you will find our source material for this episode, links to where you can follow us on all social media channels, as well as a list of our favorite nonprofits and charities. Please consider a donation to one of them if you enjoyed this content. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time on Waxback Wisdom. Take care.